What's going on, guys? Uche and Joker, Sneaker Principal. Right now I am here in my car heading to work. I am in the, as you all know, Tesla Model Y Premium 2026. And today I want to do something different. This video might be unedited, or it might be edited depending on how this turns out. So as some of you know, I've mentioned this in a previous video that I want to start up my interviews. I started podcasting really around interviewing guests during the pandemic. And I've done that from time to time, but it got kind of stale for me. And now I'm thinking being able to interview people as we're experiencing technology, because the primary focus of a lot of my interviews has to do with education. I am a school principal, I am an educator, or better yet, I work as a school principal. I am an educator, and a lot of the stuff that occupies my thoughts and my time has to do with how we're moving the needle as far as making sure our kids are ready for a future that is moving so fast. Like if you had told me 5 years ago, or even a year ago, I'd be sitting in a car just driving me to work, and I am 100% reliant and trusting of it. It is. I would have told you that was insane. But here we are right now. So what I'm going to do today is this. This is going to be me playing around with Grok. Grok is the proprietary AI assistant that's connected to X, and which, as you all know, X is connected to Tesla and it's connected to SpaceX because it's all under the conglomerate of Elon Musk. So let's go ahead and start, and hopefully this doesn't turn into a disaster. Hey Grok, good morning, how are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great, thanks. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. Right now, I am on my way to work, as you know, and I am actually recording a video as we're driving here in preparation for my podcasting.
You're heading to work at 345 Brook Avenue, about 4 miles away, 16 minutes left. Have fun with the video.
So I need you to be part of the video. So what I want to do, I want to interview you actually as my first guest on my podcast called Charging with the Sneaker Principal. What do you think about that?
Sounds fun. I'm in. Fire away with your first question for Charging with the Sneaker Principal.
All right, so as you know right now, a lot of people are still not 100% behind AI and technology and things like self-driving cars, supervised, of course. What do you have to say to educators who are primarily responsible for preparing our kids for the future, which is really now around technology?
Educators should embrace AI and self-driving tech as tools to spark curiosity and critical thinking in kids. Start with hands-on demos like coding simple bots or simulating autonomous cars. It's not about fear, it's about teaching them to shape the future responsibly right now.
So give me an example of what that could look like. I know you just gave me some examples right now. What would that look like in a STEM classroom, let's say for kindergartners, for third graders, for seventh graders, and for 10th graders?
For kindergartners, use screen-free robots like Kaibo for color-coded paths mimicking self-driving cars around obstacles. Third graders could build balloon-powered cars or dash and dot bots to learn basic sensors and navigation. Seventh graders program Vex IQ robots with simple AI logic for line-following challenges. 10th graders tackle Arduino self-driving mini cars with sensors and code decision-making algorithms.
That's amazing. But now, knowing that not every child is going to go into engineering and tech on that level of actually something like building a company that's adjacent to Tesla, how do these skills apply to the most mundane of daily experiences in different career fields?
These skills build problem solving and adaptability that shine everywhere. For teachers, AI tools personalize lessons like adaptive quizzes. Doctors use them for diagnostics and patient monitoring. Lawyers analyze cases faster with pattern recognition. Business folks optimize supply chains or predict trends. In mundane tasks, it's about automating routines, spotting patterns in data, and making smarter daily decisions across any career.
So now you just laid out careers that tend to be seen as pinnacle level careers, doctors, lawyers, engineers. What would that look like for just daily jobs that most people don't even think about, like carpenters, plumbers, we're talking about electricians, bus drivers, custodial staff? Like how does this technology impact them?
AI augments these jobs without replacing the hands-on work. Carpenters use AR apps for precise measurements and designs. Plumbers get AI diagnostics via apps to pinpoint leaks fast. Electricians rely on tools like Quote IQ for instant estimating and scheduling. Bus drivers benefit from route optimizing AI and safety sensors, while custodians use robotic vacuums for big floors but handle details themselves, boosting efficiency across the board.
That's amazing. I would have never thought about those options or possibilities.
Glad that clicked. AI is full of surprises like that. What's next on the podcast?
So what do you know about New York State's Portrait of a Graduate?
New York State's Portrait of a Graduate is a framework adopted in July 2025 by NYSED, outlining 6 key attributes for high school grads: academically prepared, creative innovator, critical thinker, communicator, culturally responsive, and civic engager. It preps kids for college, careers, and life, rolling out fully for 9th graders in 2029-30, alongside Regents exams.
But I'm also hearing that the Regents exams are being eliminated. Is that true?
No, Regents exams aren't fully eliminated yet. They're still required for current grads through class of 2026. Starting fall 2027, passing them won't be needed for a diploma. Instead, it'll shift to showing Portrait of a Graduate skills via projects, internships, and other demonstrations.
One of my concerns is that, as we know for years, that standardized tests have been the gateway into getting to college, like via SATs, ACTs. You know, if you want to get into grad school, you have GREs, MCATs. You have other options like I was interrupted with an incoming call, so let me reactivate Grok. Hey Grok, sorry about that. We were interrupted. Could we continue with our interview?
Sure, no problem. What question were we on?
So, what I was sharing was the fact that that my concerns around Regents when it comes to the Portrait of a Graduate, even though it's no longer going to be the standard by which kids are measured for graduation, it's going to be one of the options. Is there a possibility that we might be creating a system where kids who do take Regents are going to be seen as more prepared, especially in a world where standardized tests are not going to be eliminated? You still have SATs, ACTs. When you get into college, you still have to take pen and paper standardized tests, whether they're computerized. And when we talk about grad school, GREs, MCATs, LSATs, GMATs, you have all these standardized tests that require skills that hopefully are built in the lower grades, like in middle school and high school. But if kids are not taking those types of tests anymore and not prepared for them, how would that impact them when they get to college and grad school?
That's a solid concern. Skipping Regents might leave gaps in test-taking stamina and skills needed for SATs, ACTs, or grad exams like the GRE or MCAT. Without that practice, kids could struggle with the format, timing, and pressure, even if colleges adapt. Districts might need built-in prep or optional Regents to bridge it, keeping everyone competitive.
Wow. And how can AI or even adaptive technologies be utilized to make this happen?
AI and adaptive tech can personalize test prep by adjusting difficulty in real time, like with tools such as Khan Academy or Dreambox that simulate SAT or Regents formats. They could integrate into schools for targeted practice on weak spots, building stamina without mandating full exams. That way, kids stay ready for college tests seamlessly.
That's amazing. So in closing, I would like you to speak to the audience as far as building a vision of what the future looks like for our children, going from pre-K all the way to undergrad, and even for those who decide not to go to college. What is a vision of how technologies should be utilized as early as possible for us to prepare our kids for a world that's going to be very, very different in the next 10 years?
Imagine our kids from pre-K onward diving into AI-powered tutors that adapt to their pace, turning lessons into games, VR simulations, or live challenges, building skills like critical thinking, coding, and real-world problem-solving early. By high school, they're mastering live projects and AI-assisted portfolios for college or trades, while post-grad paths blend lifelong micro-credentials and apprenticeships for anyone skipping degrees, thriving in a job market craving humans who collaborate with tech. This future's personalized, practical, and limitless. Let's make it happen now.
Well, Grok, thank you so much for being my first guest. You're quite amazing.
Thanks. That was fun. Happy to chat anytime. Take care.
Bye, Grok. Tell me that's not crazy. And for a lot of you, this is nothing new. You're already been playing with ChatGPT and the voice to text features and being able to actually engage in dialogue with the technology. But when you really tap into real world problems and issues that are coming up, and you're asking those questions, it takes a very different, it's a very different feel, because it's no longer just a novelty, but it's actually a real partner in understanding the world and what's happening in it. Yeah. So I'm hoping to have more of these conversations, but now the juices are flowing in my brain on how I can utilize, Grok and other AI models to engage in these kinds of conversations, and even to unpack my thinking, but also, the kinds of questions and the kind of things I want to be engaged with real partners who'll be sitting next to me in from time to time in the podcast Charging with the Sneaker Principal. With that being said, guys, have an amazing day. Thank you for indulging me in this activity, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well.